One prompt. That's all it took to create these Vox-Style data charts. No After Effects and no keyframes. All made purely using Claude Code and Remotion. And the third chart, that's the one clients actually pay money for. And that's the one everyone also gets wrong. So the first one is an animated bar chart. And the prompt here is doing a lot of work. It's setting up the Remotion server. It's even setting my styles, like my texture styles, the animation, how I want the animation to be done, and it's also feeding in the data. So in just this one prompt, guys, I'm setting up everything. So you don't have to separately set up a Remotion server. So once you give this prompt to Claude Code, what happens is you'll see it set up the Remotion server over here. So no need to separately set up any NPM projects. And once it's set up, you can see that it's even created sort of like a paper overlay, like grain overlay. So it has that Vox-Style papery look. And then once all of that is done, I just ask it to start a Remotion server for me. So here's a bar chart and this is what it looks like. And you can see it's animating slowly. Those numbers are counting up and there's even that highlight effect on some of the words in the title. If I need to make some changes, I can make some changes over here. I can change its XY position, or I can even make it bigger if I wanted to. So that is about right for me. And if you take a closer look at this bar chart, you will see that it's got that papery grain texture and the bar chart doesn't look digital. It's actually got noise, like what it would look like if you actually drew it on paper. So if you see here, I've got an explainer on my school community. Go check it out. So this is what it looks like when it's a clean digital version, right? It's just too sharp. But if we look at the paper look, it's got that grain, it's got those bit of those jaggedy edges, like what it would look like if you actually drew it with a marker. And then I'll show you what it looks like without the different options over here. So without the marker's edge, you can see what that looks like. Without the grain, you can see the background looks a bit more flat. And there's even a grain over the entire frame as well. And this is what gives it that final analog / papery effect. So the next animation is a parliamentary seat chart, and you'll usually see publications like The Guardian use these types of charts. So over here you can see I'm using the same paper look. All I'm doing is I'm just changing the chart and the animation. I'm using a lattice over here and I'll show you what that means. And even for the animation, you can see that I'm saying it should reveal as a single wave sweeping from left to right across the chamber. And I'm also giving it some subtle little animations as well, like each dot pops in a small crisp spring. Okay, so dampening is like 19, stiffness to 80. Now this is what the chart looks like. Now, if I used rings, so it's obviously going to be those concentric rings that are placed one on top of each other, but we want to do it the Vox/Guardian way. So we can use a grid over here, and you can see that looks a lot better. I can also change the settings over here as well. So if you look at the pop, I can have a bigger pop or a more subtle sort of pop. And also the sweep, I can make it however fast I want it to go, for example. Or I can make it go slow as well. We want like a nice middle ground over here. And this is what that chart looks like. And again, guys, all of the master prompts and the asset files are in my free school community. The link is in the description. And finally, we have chart 3, which is the racing line chart. And the example that I used over here was COVID-19. And this is what the prompt looks like. So I'm giving it the composition for the line chart itself, where the data should be pulled from, the sort of animation that it should execute, and also something called a boil. Now, take a look at this chart. What makes this chart unique is something called a boil. Now, this is what it looks like with a boil, and this is what it looks like without a boil. So you can see it's like static, it has no movement. But as soon as you add that fractal noise, it has that tiny little jump or boil, as we call it. And essentially where it comes from is that back in the days when they had these hand-drawn cartoons, because one frame wasn't the same as the next frame, there would always be that little gentle shiver. And that's what animators ended up calling it the boil. But if you have too much of that boil, then it becomes a buzz. And you can see it's just more noise in there and it just looks a little bit more distracting. So I like to tone it down just a little bit just to give it that hand-drawn feel. And at the end of all of this, guys, you have 3 crispy animated charts for you to use in your projects. 3 prompts that build these 3 charts along with a detailed how-to guide are in the free school community. The link is in the description. If you like these type of videos and you want to see more of these in the future, then do drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.